Let's go back, Chris, to the beginning for you, because, again, you're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We're a standout baseball and football player. You chose football over baseball and signed your letter of intent with the University of South Carolina. Just talk about the recruiting process for you, again, being right there in Tuscaloosa. You know, Alabama's in your backyard, but you choose to go to South Carolina. And, again, you could have played either sport in college. I'd love to hear, why did you choose football over baseball? And then eventually, why did you choose the Gamecocks as your destination to go to school?
Yeah, man. Now my whole life I was kind of more of a baseball first kind of guy, and I was a catcher. And then I guess maybe my junior year of high school probably is when that started to flip a little bit. You know, being in Tuscaloosa and, you know, with the University of Alabama and being around the SEC football, I think it was just kind of the allure and the draw of playing SEC football that kind of took the cake at the end and kind of led me to wanting to play football over baseball. And so, you know, recruiting wise, you know, it's definitely a lot different now than what it used to be back 12 years ago or whatever it was. But, you know, I started to kind of get some recruiting interest from colleges. Probably I'd say my summer going into my junior year, and had some different offers and all that kind of stuff. Then was able to take some visits, and I tell you, the visit that I had to Columbia was really cool. I really connected with a lot of the guys that were also up there visiting, even some of the former players. I mean, some of the players that were already there on campus, and just felt super comfortable there. You know, it was Coach Spurrier's first year back in college ball, and so that was definitely a big draw for me too. You know, it was cool when he came and visited our school and visited Tuscaloosa and came down here, was a big draw. But, you know, yeah, I always thought, and I always kind of wanted to play for Alabama. You know, it's kind of my home school and all that. But, you know, sort of there, getting towards the end, kind of, you know, commitment time and all of that. Alabama was flirting real hard with Tim Tebow. And so they were kind of holding off on any other quarterbacks. And so I actually had some schools like Louisville and a few other schools that said, that kind of called me and said, you know, we've taken 2 quarterbacks now. So, you know, we can't really honor our offer to you. And then about that time was when South Carolina really started recruiting me real hard. And I felt super comfortable there. And so that kind of led me to going to Columbia.
We got to talk about the head ball coach, obviously. You being a quarterback, your relationship with him, again, I'm sure that was a big factor in your decision to go play for South Carolina. Because, again, it's interesting when you got there, you know, Spurrier was really just starting to build, you know, what we saw eventually culminate in 2010, 11, 12, 13, all that good stuff. But, I mean, a legend, the quarterback whisperer. We all know how tough he is to play for. And I've obviously, like I was telling you off here, I've had some other former quarterbacks on the show, and they've definitely shared their experiences. But just talk about those first interactions with him and what that was like, I guess, building that relationship with Coach Spurrier.
Yeah, you know, he's a unique character, and but definitely early on, I mean, it was an honor to have Coach Spurrier, you know, calling me and recruiting me and all that. I mean, you know, he's might be a top 5 all-time college coach kind of guy, and especially the impact that he really made on college football, specifically in the SEC. So that was definitely an honor. And it was funny, like when I was up visiting on my official visit and kind of talking with Blake Mitchell and some of the other quarterbacks there. And like anytime like they start talking about Coach Spurrier, they just sort of start laughing almost, like kind of just had this funny look on their face. I can remember Blake being like, yeah, Coach Spurrier, he's a trip, man. And he really is a unique guy. You know, he's all about football. He's all about football. I can remember times we'd like go over on Thanksgiving lunch at his house with all the quarterbacks, and you know, we'd all just sort of be staring at the whatever NFL game was on TV or whatever, and he'd always be commenting on different things. But no doubt he's a legendary coach, and like looking back, you know, there were some good times, and there were kind of some times that you know at the time felt bad or whatever. But man, I really look back at it as a unique time for me, and really an awesome time. And look back at all the good memories that I had there in Columbia playing for Coach Spurrier. And I feel like it really kind of set me up for what I'm doing today. So